Hi everybody, in today's video I am going to talk again about winter photography. As you can see behind me, I've come to a lake. The weather conditions are, not the best. It's kind of windy, a little bit windy and showery as well, but I still think that there are some good opportunities for some photos today. So that's what I'm going to talk about, maybe just giving you some ideas regarding what type of photography you can try during these winter months, particularly with these types of conditions. So I'm just working on a shot here. You can see that I've got my tripod really low. In fact, I bought this tripod a couple of weeks ago with a specific aim of getting a much lower perspective on things. As I said, I've come to a lake, and there is obviously some birds on the lake, and that's what I'm going to look to do for this first shot. So I've gone really low on the camera because I want to get a different perspective on it. Now I'm pretty tall, so if I'm standing for this, I'm going to be shooting down. Now what I want, as I said, with the low tripod that you can see, is to really get on a more even plane with the water, and therefore a more even plane with the bird. So I'm just going to wait here for the birds to go past. I think they're moorhens, kind of the black and white, but again, if you know for sure, feel free to drop a comment in, and then probably just do something a little bit different with the editing on this one as well, potentially even a black and white shot. As I said, the weather conditions are not perfect. Windy, so I'm really going with the higher ISO, also because I'm going to be trying to take photos of birds, plus some other possibilities here as well. So I need a higher ISO for that, just to freeze everything. Although again, I may try something a little bit more creative later on. And it's, as I said, sometimes you open up the curtains on these kind of days, look out the window, and it's quite easy just to go back to bed and not come out and do photography. But I think actually for me, I found that coming out in these kind of weather conditions, firstly, because I find photography really kind of relaxing, but secondly, it's really kind of challenging for me as a photographer. So I think these types of conditions really make you think about what you can do and think about the best kind of shots. I'm just working on a shot behind me with the bank of the lake. So there is still colour this time of the year. Obviously you just need to look for it when you're taking a walk around. So we've got the lake colour, which is not the bluest, it has to be said, but you've got some nice kind of orange tints in the background as well from some of the trees. It's just started to rain as well, which I'm getting a little bit more kind of a mist effect now, which is really adding to the kind of moodiness of this shot. So also the other advantage I've got is, firstly, I'm using a really low tripod again, which means I can eliminate the sky from this, which the sky is going to do absolutely nothing. And the other advantage with this particular location, it's very popular with ducks. So I'm just waiting for the right shot here so I can actually get some ducks swimming across in front as well. I'm on my way to try and find the swans, actually. They're over in that direction. By the time I get there, well, let's hope they're still there. I managed to find the swans just there, and they're pretty tame actually, so they're going nowhere, which is great. So once again, I put the tripod really low to the ground just to try and get that more flat angle. This tripod can go a little bit low as well, but the problem with that is it's going to get too much of the foreground in, and I'm going to actually get too close to the swans. So it's actually better at this kind of height. But again, just thinking about this when it comes to post-processing, I always think there's something quite nice about swans with a black and white image, So I'm just going to play around with that as well, and probably just see if I can get one of the swans on its own. There's actually 3 that you can see, probably in that video that I showed you beforehand. So again, rather than just take the family shot, I'm going to try and see if I can get an individual swan there, maybe convert that to black and white and see what that looks like, just for something a little bit different. So you can see just behind me here, there's some nice kind of reeds that are still there. This kind of nice yellow colour. Now I'm going to try and get a shot of these, probably trying to eliminate the background from it, maybe just get the reeds and the sky. I don't know, I need to take a look at that. But one of the other things that I can do is take advantage of the windy conditions and actually reflect those conditions within my photography. So for example, on this shot, I can also work on some intentional camera movement, ICM. In fact, actually, what I'm going to do is, rather than move the camera, I don't really need to, because it's going to be blowing those reeds, those rushes so much that I'm just going to set my camera to a really slow shutter speed and just hold it straight rather than moving it around. And I think I'm actually going to get exactly the same effect than if I was to move the camera in whichever direction. So I think that might work quite well. So I've just come down to the shoreline here. This is actually quite popular for people swimming all times of the year. In fact, this morning when I walked past earlier, there were people actually swimming in here, sometimes even naked. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty blustery conditions again. But what I'm trying to do here again is just capture the essence here of the waves coming in, and also just what that's creating on this kind of beach here as well. So I'm going handheld with this, hence why I don't have my glasses on for this particular part of the video. So again, just looking for those shots that really capture the essence of today, i.e. the windy conditions, and making the most here of these kind of waves coming in on the shoreline from the lake. Well, that was a really fun morning of photography, really mixed weather conditions. Rain, wind, a little bit of sun. But yeah, it's really great to be out in some fresh air as well, which is always good. As always, thank you for watching and see you next time.